Well, welcome back to Mid-Norfolk and the updates. We're going to show you the progress we've made during the last 7 days when we last showed you this barn conversion that's well underway here in Norfolk. I was hoping to show you some roof tiles back on, one of the things I mentioned in last week's video. And you can see why that hasn't progressed this week with that hard frost that you can probably make out. That should be a black felted out and battened roof ready for the tiles. But nothing's happened on the roof, but we've got plenty to show you inside. Let's go in and show you the new openings and shapes and sizes of the rooms really developing inside this barn. So let's go and take you inside now. So as I come in through the utility room and the entrance, which would be the main entrance that we use on a day-to-day basis, little changed in here. I've got the insulation in, which I think was finished last week. We are starting to use this as some dry storage as well, so some rock wool building materials and bits and bobs now coming into this room for storage. Big change in here is the window on the southern face of the barn now has its steel in and has been cut right down. It's got a panel in place to keep the elements out at the moment, and one thing you'll hear in here is the drip 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 because we've got no gutters up still, so as the water condenses it's dripping down onto the plastic at the base. But just look at this end wall now, completely different. Both cutouts have been made, not completely straightened off yet. You can see the line at the top of this one on the left, which is going to be dropped down as they cut the bricks out to leave this central element between these two openings, which now give us this space into what used to be called the garden room. And on the end wall of the garden room, again, cut downs coming out. Used to be a door on the left here and a window on the right, now completely removed and scaffolded up to support the cottage bedroom above. But that wall, the remaining pillar there, is coming out completely, and this will give us this big flowing aspect right the way through this opening with a big French window onto the garden, and there is the old swimming pool area just beyond, which is going to be a much bigger patio for us so that we get this full aspect. And just let me do a 180 and show you the beautiful long aspects this opening is going to give us. The old Victorian coal fireplace which sat in this opening is going to be bricked up so that we have a straight plastered lime mortared or lime plastered pillar on this side. The remaining of that wall is going to be cut down so that edge is straight, and it's going to give us these two even, more or less even openings going through into the main body of the barn. And just look at that big long aspect. This is going to be an absolutely fantastic big open room. We've also made a decision on the log burner, which is going to sit on the rear aspect of this pillar with a feed up into the chimney that we're going to utilise from this aspect. It's a much bigger aspect, and we want the heat to come through and go both back in through to the garden room, down on this old stable aspect with the window going north onto the vegetable garden, and to heat this great big hall of a barn kitchen with that big window at the end. Really looking forward to seeing these panels come out and the light starting to flow through here with all this glass. I think this is going to be a spectacular room with not triple aspect but quadruple aspect views going out onto the garden, the courtyard and the other barns to the other side. It's going to be spectacular. So big changes this week, big progress. Floor is going to go in, the first concrete element of the floor we hope next week. They've just got to remove the remainder of that pillar because the concrete needs to flow out right to the edge where the French windows are going to sit. The underfloor heating's been ordered, which will be coming into all these areas when that floor level comes up. We've got underfloor ducting and air vent going in for the log burner, which needs to be fed through. And then builders are talking in terms of, at that stage, being able to get the underfloor heating in with the further layer of insulation, and then actually starting to lay some flooring shortly after that. Now we're in, I suppose, late January now, aren't we? we've got a provisional estimate for this project to be completed by the end of March. And that's now starting to look pretty tight. I don't know whether we're going to be on that time frame. We haven't got a tight time frame. Really, the builders are doing everything. We haven't got the kitchen actually in production yet because we don't have to have the kitchen in place straight away. This is, remember, a second or summer kitchen for the house, and the other kitchen is still fully functional. So it's not like we're camping out in any shape or form here. And we've actually now seen with a local company a kitchen design that we absolutely love. And we're hoping to go and see their workshop and some of their work over the next week or so and put that into production. But the log burner's booked, underfloor heating's all arranged, everything that we basically need to get this functioning, and then the kitchen can go in as a secondary fit in April or May when that's complete. And with them being so local, we think that's probably going to be ideal for us. So, big changes, exciting changes. Look forward to showing you next week's progress. We'll hopefully have a floor in here, cut downs, maybe some underfloor heating even going in. So big progress. Maybe I'll get the tiles on the roof, who knows? Depends on that weather and just how cold it is and slippy up there. They're trying to time that, I think, when I spoke to the builder, rather than doing outside jobs straight away while they've got the opportunity to do the inside jobs that then need to be left and not walked on, like the concreting, then they'll use those opportunities to do the roofing for us. So who knows, next week we'll see the progress again. Thanks for watching.